Hey there, lovely being, and welcome to yet another pick a card reading. Today, I am so happy to be helping y'all spruce up your spell work. Yes, indeed. In a moment, you will be picking a spruce, but before we do that, I need to let you know that this reading today, it is not for everybody, all right? We're not going to mince our words magically. This is where all of you who are magic lovers, spell work practitioners, this is the reading for you. I don't care what level you're at. I don't care if you've mastered things out. This reading is going to be the one that you need to spruce up your spell work. So before we begin, I do need to let you know that I have freebies as well as private sessions available. They're always alternating out and in because I like to keep my services fresh for you guys. So definitely check it out in the details below. Don't forget, my new ebook is now available with over 20 rituals for complete emotional recovery, hand personally curated. Okay, this is not AI, this is me, baby. All right, so I want you to get ready and get set because we are about to head into the forest to pick a spruce. If you are feeling called to spruce number 1, this small spruce sprig that has fallen on this dark forest floor, then you're going to redirect yourself to reading number 1. And if you're feeling guided and called towards spruce number 2, this tall spruce in this crowded forest, then you are going to redirect yourself to reading number 2. Perhaps you're feeling called to spruce number 3, here along the mountainside in the snowy banks. If you are, then you're going to want to redirect yourself to reading number 3. Take a final moment to select, is it going to be spruce number 1, spruce number 2, or spruce number 3? All right, I think that gives us just about enough time. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that you love. I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hey, how you doing? How's it going, pal number 1? How are you? Welcome to your reading. We're about to spruce up your spell work, and I'm so excited about it. I am Divine Priestess Ishtah. You are in the right place. If you selected spruce number 1, in that dark forest floor bed, we're going to see, that makes sense actually, but we're going to see exactly how your magic is needing a little sprucing up. This is going to be how you can expand the power that you possess, or really expand the effects of the spells that you and rituals that you set forth. This is not a reading for everybody, so if you did not listen to the opening and the intro, I'm going to repeat that here. This is a fair warning that I am not going to mince my words or hold back. You should come into this reading with some foundation of magical knowledge, and if you do not have it, I recommend that you keep a notebook, and anything that you hear me say, you can either book a session with me and we can discuss it further one-on-one, or you can do your personal research or work with a trusted advisor of your choice to dive in deeper. All right. Number 1, I'm approaching this kind of seriously, but I want to first do this. Let's call forth your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides of the highest order to please step forth to protect the circle so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through Ashe. So number 1, I do want to just start by saying that you are a dark magic practitioner. You are aligned with the dark entities. So if you've ever wondered about stepping into the primordial realm beings and learning about the primordial realm gods, the fallen angels, as well as the demonic orders and those who are associated within the, the bonding and the binding within the Solomon key magic. For some of you, Enochian, because it does touch on some of the fallen angels, but working with anything that is a part of the underworld, a part of the dark magic realm. This can also look like shamanism, going into trances in between realms. There is something that is in your throat. There's something that's in your chest. So I do feel like you might do some type of ceremonies that are a part of fire breathing. So that could be breathing, smoking ganja. I'm not encouraging anyone to do this. Okay. Disclaimer. All of this is at your total. Okay. All right. Read the disclaimer. All right. By no means am I responsible for your decisions, but I'm just channeling here. All right. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so this is about something breathing out of you. So tobacco, sage, ganja, there's something that you breathe out, I'm feeling, from your ancestors, or that you they're actually showing me you. This is not really, I feel like your ancestors did this, so it's something that you've inherited in this lifetime. They're showing me Peru, or somewhere in the rainforest where your ancestors may have learned this tradition. Definitely like a blowing, like something where you're blowing dust, voodoo and voodoo as well. But working with voodoo is not evil. People always, they hear that and they're like, the voodoo. Like, you could work with polar, I should say light or dark energies in voodoo. So I do feel like with you, you're working with the heavier deities. You're working, this is a group that might be attracted, if you did some research, you might be attracted to Brother Panic, Rest in Power, Brother Panic's work, and also Bobby Hemmett. You might be attracted. There is a line of beings that they are telling me to put on record. I've actually never put them on record here, but these are beings that were channeled from Bobby Hemmett. And these are the modern forms of beings and that are assigned to certain individuals who have affiliation with the primordial realm and the shadow realm as well. So the names are, and you may have heard this, again, this is not my divination. This is the channels that came from psychics who've worked along with Bobby Hemmett. So Ishtah, Mono, Noku, Imatu, Titi, Jova, Otincha, Tiesha, Sheola, Shumulu, Omugumu, Lokeo, Kakambo, Lavado, Laamu, Akila, Walinsu, Poa, Gawadi, Godugo, Bewasta, Amantis, and Awudage, Ashe. So those are, and if you're interested in like understanding and learning how to annex and connect with those beings, I definitely recommend that you book a personal session with me. After this reading, I guess I'm going to have to reopen my spiritual consultations because I had closed them for a while, because I was focusing more on readings, but things are starting to pick up. So we'll reopen the spiritual consultations in case you want to talk about this more. Let's get some cards. So we're going to do this in a few ways. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the energy, kind of like the energetic code that you're in right now. So we're going to look at the current spell work level that you're at and the energy house that you're residing in. So when I say energy house, it's like I'm already feeling like you're a part of the dark realm, but that might be where you need to go towards, where your magic needs to go towards. We're going to identify your current spell work level and the current energy house level that you're connected to. Okay. And then we're going to look at how you're going to spruce up your spell work specifics. We'll identify. And then at the end, I'm going to see if we can grab a few guardians that want to offer you personal assistance. Without further ado, so I'm going to shuffle this card back into the deck, but I just want to point out you had here the Five of Swords. So I am noticing that there might be some resistance to this message. Do not get discouraged. Do not get scared. I'm not trying to tell you to sell your soul to the devil just because we're talking about the dark realm. You have to remember what spirituality and spiritualism and magic and divination and all that fun mystical esoteric stuff was before we were colonized through the Abrahamic spiritual approach to honorance of the gods and the beings. For some of you, this is deep paganism. This is going back to the green man. This is going back to dancing naked in the forest and participating in all of the seasonal changes and being one with the fae and nature spirits. But I also am feeling like it is often rituals that are done lunar based, in the dark, in the shadow, annexing to the shadow spirits and beings. Okay. And again, I just want to put a disclaimer that not all dark entities are evil and not all light entities are good. Let's go and see the current level and energy house that those who selected number 1 are at. We have here, y'all. Okay. You got the devil card. I don't tell no lies here. Okay. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the 8 of Cups, and she looks like she is under the water coming out to the surface. So this does feel as if you ever wanted to, they're showing me the story of Ishtar when she had to go underground to retrieve her lover. And she had to strip herself completely naked. So this feels as if you are someone that may have recently, or your entire life for a while at least, gone on a deep spiritual journey that required a lot of shadow work. You may have just completed a Saturn return cycle, and that shadow work has caused you to understand a little bit more what the shadow is and want to... Oh, my ear is ringing on the right. Yeah, you've understood more what the shadow is, and you've been wanting to work with it more, whether psychologically, esoterically, or magically. But if you're here and you're still listening, it's definitely being asked to be included in your spell work. So the first card that you had down was the Seven of Swords. I feel like your current level, your current like energy house, and where you're at, again, we're just gonna sound like a little bit of repeat, but it is definitely a part of the underworld. And you do have a connection with Capricornic energy. So that Saturn ruled, Saturn based energy, that is that primordial energy. And that is also the ancient cosmic mother. So you currently are doing a lot of spell work that is connecting to lunar energy. It works with the lunar cycles, and it also, your current level is very connected to the dark feminine, the dark mother. Okay, I'm not feeling the masculine energy yet, but I do feel like it's the dark feminine and the dark mother. I also feel like you're not someone who is afraid of the devil. You're not afraid to get your hands a little bit dirty magically. You're not afraid to, you know, if a ritual or spell call for, you know, a sacrifice, not human sacrifice, y'all. Okay, don't get carried away, but like some type of sacrifice. Maybe you had to give up drinking soda, or maybe in your country it is legal and you can do animal sacrifices. This is something that you would not be hesitant to do, and that's not for everybody, because I love animals, but I do feel like you are definitely in tune with your animalistic nature. They're showing me a bald man with a lot of black and the inverted pentagram. Excuse me. I always think of pentacle, then I start thinking of Pentecostal. Oh no, but anyhow, like an inverted pentagram, or a lot of the excuse me, I'm trying to think of the name. Why is it escaping me now? The goat deity, Baphomet. Oi, yes. So you might work with Baphomet, or you might have heard of Baphomet, or you may not have gone that far in the deep end. You might just be at the level where you're working with the lunar based energy. Wow, guys, how can we can't get no darker than death and the devil. Like, you're not afraid of necromancy. You probably work openly with the dead right now. They're telling me that your energy house right now is working with the spirits. You're already working with the spirits from the dark side. So you already have necromantic beings. You already have the necromancy and mediumship abilities already in place. But when it comes to your spell work in specifics, this does feel as if you are so you're like an energy transfer. They said soul transfer, but that sounds very strong, and I don't want to, I can't speak to that like firmly. I don't know what the fuck that is, but like an energy transfer where you're able to take the energetics of one thing and transmute it into something else. So if this was like a fantastical Harry Potter world, your current energy level might be like, okay, you know how to bring life into a space, bring life into an environment, or make something, or you're really good at endings, you're really good at helping people, or banishing, or cutting bonds. So there's something about your ability to dance between the life and death cycles effectively, and it does really speak to like your current energy house and level. So now I want to get into the specifics on how you can actually spruce up your spell work. So we're going to pull up a different deck. All right, we want to know again, how can number one spruce up their spell work? How are they able to actually spruce up their current level where they're at? Because I'll be honest, I feel like you have a really strong lock on like what you're doing already. Like, I don't feel uncertainty or unsurety. So this does feel like you're just looking for something else that kind of like maybe just expand your magic. Like maybe you're looking to learn something new, or just expand your current level that you're at. Okay. I feel like you got something already locked in. You're ready for something a little bit more. So how can they spruce it up? So we have 2 cards. I'm going to go for one more. Wow. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to keep these as honorable mentions, but it does say here that the Ace of Fire and then the Water Elemental. So this is giving me like working with oppositions still. That's important because I feel like, and then this guy casting the stone into the water. So this might feel an Ogun down here at the bottom. So I feel like you working with opposition, opposite metals, opposite chemicals, opposite reactions to things. So like in a way, the polarity between masculine and feminine. But for example, every plant, every herb has a masculine and feminine property to it. The same way every crystal, every stone has a masculine and feminine property to it. Every essential oil, the aroma of it has a masculine or feminine property to it. Combining that, understanding how to mix and blend the masculine and feminine properties of things, even within color magic. I don't feel like you're someone who does a lot of color magic. You feel like you predominantly use black, white, silvers, maybe a gold if you're trying to be fancy on the new year. But I really feel like the colors that you're using, and red, of course, I do feel like you're doing the red. That's that sacrifice part. It could represent like the blood sacrifice, or even working during the time of your menstrual cycle, that blood sacrifice. But it does feel like you combining polarities. So it could even be something that you expand upon with planetary placements. You can be, sorry, I just want to move these cards here. So expanding polarities in the regard where you are working, like finding what position of the desirable outcome. Let's say you want to really expand your communication. So you're looking at Mercury placements and seeing when Mercury is perfectly positioned under the lunar, sign or a lunar placement. So like looking at things, because if you look at him, this Babalarisha, he is very, he has a lot of items down on his table. So I feel like he's quite technical with his approach and his spell work. And that is one of the underlining things. I don't feel like you're one of those intuitive, like just go, oh yeah, let me grab a dash of this. Like, I feel like for you, your approach is best performed when it's calculated, and you're observing you're just being a little bit more strict in your approach. So if that's not something that you're doing right now, you might see a great boost in the effects of your spell work if you start approaching things by considering all of the aspects that the placements are in, from planetary to time of day to like just getting really molecular with it. And it doesn't mean that every spell, every ritual has to look like that, but if you just do it one spell one good time, you really kind of don't have to do a lot of other spells, right? I don't think the purpose of our magic is to be constantly doing magic. I think to know that you have it and use it at will. So let's see what else we have. Two of air. And then you also have here the Two of Earth. Wow. So double 2 energy here. Just trying to get that glare off. Okay, so here's what I'm feeling. I'm also hearing that if you did more spell work by water, I feel like you have been doing the same thing for a while, like the same approach. And they might have gained momentum and given you results, but if you're at this reading and you've listened up until this point, you may resonate, number one, that you're starting to realize like, oh shit, I ain't really getting the results I used to. What's going on? All right, let's crank up the old engine and pop the hood. Let's see what's going on under the hood. There's nothing wrong with your magic. Actually, it's just, it wants a little bit of like a freshening up. Again, here with this Two of Air, it's giving me the impression of more duality that is required. Again, understanding the components of opposites. All right. So that in itself is a conversation and a journey that you can take by understanding the opposites of your ritual items. By the way, I do have a free ritual preparation starter kit. It's something that I use all the time, and it's the best invention because it literally is a checklist that will help you create your ritual to make sure that you Do not miss a thing. And guess what? It's free. The link is in the description. I strongly recommend, number one, that you download a copy. And guess what? You download a copy, you never use it, so the hell what? But at least you have a point of reference that can help you get a little bit more, like we said, methodical and considering all aspects when it comes to your spell work. And that checklist, I said starter kit, but it's really a checklist. That checklist is going to help you to do that, because I don't want you to feel like you're downloading a huge file. No, we're not eating up your memory. We're getting you what you need, nice and easy. And also with this Two of Earth, again, switching things up a little bit, okay? I want you to step out of your usual rhythm of things. I want you to step more into a, not creatively different, but consider other approaches. Oh, I just spilled wax on the table. But consider doing things outside of just, your room or your altar room. It does feel like there is some call for you to do some spell work in nature. This doesn't mean, I don't feel like you're one of those fae beings. You might be, but in nature, and in particularly by water. There are water elementals that seem like they want to reach you. So speaking of which, let's go and pull some additional messages to see which guardians want to offer assistance to you. Okay. And I feel like that topic alone could be, or that this question alone could be a topic by itself, like what guardian wants to offer you assistance. So if that's something that you're interested in knowing, like who you hail from, which deities, etc., I'm happy to do a reading on that as a pick a card. Just let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in knowing, like, which guardians and deities are you essentially indoctrinated or adopted into. Okay, so which guardians want to offer assistance to number one's spell work? Give me at least one more. Wow, you got some strong ones. Okay, just at the bottom, honorable mention, we do have here the horse. All right, and the horse is making me feel like there's a lot of third eye revelations, something with the pineal gland. So there could be a need for you to start to incorporate more dark meditations before entering into a spell. This might amplify the effects and may be doing something to your aura to boost the effects that are going into it. Okay, so something about the pineal gland and meditating in darkness prior to doing spells or rituals. This doesn't mean like right before. It could be right before. It could be the night before. It could be for weeks leading up to. But you'll know what you'll need to do because you're very locked into your own source within. So we have here two cards. The first one here that we have here is Phoenix. So for the Phoenix to show up as a guardian that wants to offer you assistance, I feel like this is honestly one of the most powerful cards that you can get from that animal deck. If any of you have ever worked with animal deck, I feel like your magic is really ready to transform. I feel like it's actually so powerful that there's so much potent energy that it wants to be used. It's like, whoa. We've worked a long time at this, at getting strong, at getting magically powerful, at getting spiritually powerful, psychically powerful. I'm ready to take this shit to the next level. And that could be why you've got a lot of death energy too, because it could be that where your magic level is currently at, like you're ready to close this cycle and level things up a bit. And who better than the Phoenix? And it does feel like you got there from having to do magic as a need out of the shadow work that you experienced. I do feel like you may have gone through a lot of shadows, and then as a result, you turn to magic, turn to the spiritual world. This was a part of your activating in order onto this path, by the way. And you turn to this world to kind of help you steer things and get back on course. And as a result, you didn't realize that you were one of the most powerful mavens in the universe. All right, so that's the first one. And we're going to get the second one for you right now. I just want to say thank you so much, number ones, for bringing your amazing and powerful and transmutative, I should say, energy here. I am on Instagram if you want to follow me. Every month I do post, every week also I should say, but every month and every week we do talk about astrology, and I have been giving amazing forecasted intuitive updates for individuals. People are loving it. It's really helped people kind of navigate and steer their life and reset the energy that is around them. So I wanted to personally invite you to join me on Instagram and subscribe to me there as well. And also, don't forget to check out the freebies section in the description. I do have a lot of free items, including my 21 rituals that are personally curated, not AI. I've used them, I've shared them with family and friends, and they really do help with emotional healing. So I'd love for you to try them out yourself. They're absolutely free to download. And there are other free items there, but when you are ready to take things further, I would really recommend, for number ones, booking a spiritual consultation. I also have quick hit readings and energy resets. So get them while supplies are lasting. Ready for your final card? Let's do it, number one. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. So hawk energy is definitely giving me fire. All right. So you definitely have a lot of fire energy that is around, and air. With the hawk, I do feel that there is a need to incorporate some of the ancient beings. I'm hearing Heru, and Heru is Horus, okay, in Kemetic or ancient Egyptian pantheon. And if you're not really comfortable with working with ancient Egyptian magic, I would recommend that you look up the equivalent. And the energies are just energies. It's just how is it appearing, right? So Heru is who's appearing for me, but there might be another hawk energy, perhaps in your own personal culture. Think about who the hawk is. How does the hawk appear? If you are more in the indigenous realm of your practices, then think about the hawk as the animal spirit. Okay, so this is the animal spirit and also a guardian. And think about what the hawk does. I remember growing up, my grandma used to say stuff like eyes like a hawk or hawk eyes. And, obviously that means that you have really good sight. So there is something about this hawk being that wants to offer more assistance, that can help you with your insight, help you with seeing things from a higher perspective. Maybe you're going about doing things too cumbersome, or you're spending too much time, like you're spinning the wheels too much on one angle, or perhaps you don't need to do that anymore because your magic has elevated and accelerated so much with this Phoenix energy here and this Baba Lorisha coming out. Maybe your magic has accelerated so much to the point where you don't really have to do that anymore. I mean, hell, you had the Death card and the Devil card come out as the first set of questions when we were looking at the current spell work level and energy house that you were at. Okay, those are major arcanas. So I really feel like there is a need to expand. And number ones, you are ready. And this reading, I really feel like gave you the boost that you needed to get there. If you need more, book your spiritual consultation. I will be ready for you. There are also free spiritual alignment calls. They're mini calls. So if you just want to try things out, don't forget to try out one of those as well. But until next time, I'll keep talking. Goodbye, number one. Mwah. Hey there, lovely number twos. Welcome. We are live. No, we are here and we are going to be looking at how you are going to spruce up your spell work. I'm so happy to be your guide. I'm Divine Priestess Ishtah. You picked spruce number 2. So number 2, what did it do? We're going to do this in a few parts, all right? So the first way in which that we're going to look at this is going to be your current spell work and magic level. My dog is snoring on the right. Don't judge me, y'all. He likes to be near me, okay? So I'm gonna keep my little nugget next to me. That could be symbolic though. That could be because he wasn't snoring the whole time the other way, and I didn't feel like I need to have to explain that. So it might be something connected to you in the dog realm, or the dog star, I should say, which is Sirius. And there might be something connected to your magic and working with the celestials, but we'll hold off. And I don't know if you skipped the intro. I do need to let you know that this is not a reading for everybody. So I don't put warnings in all of my readings, but this is a warning reading. So I don't want to say something that will trigger anyone or trip anyone up. I do want you to have at least a prerequisite of some knowledge of magic and spirituality. If you don't, I recommend that you book a spiritual consultation or a free spiritual alignment call. Everything is in the description. See the freebies section. But if you're just here for entertainment, I ask that you kind of just, this is really for entertainment and educational purposes only, but I do ask that you please just be kind in the comments and allow me to share my perspective from what I'm channeling. And if you disagree, then you do have a right to leave. And if you want to stay, then I'm really happy to have your energy here, even if you don't fully see what I'm seeing. I didn't say that to pile 1, so there might be some antagonistic energies here that picked pile 2. And I just ask that you please keep an open mind, because that just means that your ego is not wanting to receive the message that your soul really wants you to get. And I'm gonna dig into your soul and plant some seeds of love, because Spruce number 2 wants to get grown. All right, so let's see. The first way we're gonna look at this is the current spiritual or current magical level that you're at, the current spell work level that you're at, and the energy house that you're in. Next, we're going to look at specifically how you can spruce up the magic, and then we'll close out to identify specific guardians that want to come forth and work with you, help you out there. And these guardians could be elementals, animals, etc. So without further ado, number 2. All right, we're going to call on your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please step forth and protect the circle so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through. Ashe. I'm seeing the sun, and I'm seeing some steps in gold. The sun, steps, and gold. Okay, gold melting down the side of... All right, so they're showing me like Acapulco. All right, so it's definitely something with gold. Working with, what are those, like, you know those little ornaments? I got one on my, hold on. Forgive me, it's dirty because it has a lot of like magic dust on it from spell work, but like one of these, this is like, and I wasn't looking at this beforehand. Okay, my mind went to this, and it's on my altar. So working with those type of argon crystals, I forget what they're called right now, but that, you just saw it. And working with gold elemental, like just gold, the gold element. Okay, let's see where your current level is at. All right, wearing gold to real gold. All right, something about you wearing gold magnifies your aura. So even if you're wearing gold and copper, bronze, all right, like the browner metals of the earth, not the gray metals like tin, silver, etc. Like we're talking about the sun related metals. That's what they were showing me. So the sun metals, I don't know if that is a thing or a category of metals, but sun metals is really what will amplify your spell work, is what they're showing me. Or you might already wear this and you might already know that. Using wands, copper wands, combining wands, making your own wands on a stick. Your messages are coming through quick, and my throat is hurting because it's like I can't keep up with them. Ooh, you might work a lot with Mercurian energy, Virgo energy, okay? Ace of Swords, I'm right. And that doesn't mean you're a Virgo, but it just means that you definitely, like, there's either some type of particular placement of Virgo in your chart, or you just have probably an air chart ruler or an air dominant elemental. If you're curious to learn how you can figure that out, then you will want to stay tuned, because I have a new service I will be launching very soon. It is the first of its kind ever in the spiritual world, and I am so happy to bring this forth. I know the public is going to love it. I know it. I'm so excited about it. All right. Number 2, current level spell work, as well as your energy house. Like, what is your energy house? Like, where's your magic reside in? Too many cards. I'm going to put these 2 back, but we can still look at them. Okay, so with the 5 of Cups, I feel like you are very, you're very good with working with, you might work with chalices. So working with water on the altar in altar spaces, and the moon the moon card. To me, this feels like working with your emotional energy. So I do feel like immediately that this is an empath, and an empath that is aware of how to transmutate their own energetic levels, or maybe that is something that you're learning. You may even have gotten to the point, some of you empaths, where you're able to influence the environment or those around you in that environment. So that is the type of empath that I am sensing so far. And that could be why working with chalices or water, especially on the altar, on your altar spaces, might be very beneficial in boosting results. But your current level where you're at, though, okay? I'll just keep these like to the side right there. We have here, wow, the 3 of Wands. So the current level where you're at, first off, a lot of butterfly energy. Do you notice that? The butterflies here. And then now the butterflies here. Your magic is always changing. You're always trying different approaches, new spells. It doesn't take a lot of prep for you, does it? You're at the point in your magic where you're open to trying a lot of different things. And you are. You're working with the moon. You're working with the sun. You're meditating under the moon. You're meditating under the sun. You're doing a lot of different things to kind of see what works for you. How do your manifestations best respond when you try to do it things this way, or when you try to do them that way? Excuse me. Sorry for this going out of focus. I'm channeling. And I wasn't looking at the camera to see, but I do feel like your magic is very active right now. I feel like you're in it, and like you're in it, and you're doing shit all the time. You're watching a lot of TikToks, a lot of YouTube, a lot of Insta. Like, you're following spiritual practitioners. You might follow a lot of people, or just a few. But either way, you are actively pursuing the expansion of your magic. I feel like you have a lot of different types of knowledge, but nothing that's really mastered yet. Okay, this is not a bad thing. You are in your own right and own regard within the part, or inside, I shouldn't say inside, but right now you are in the age of exploration. You're in the age of magical exploration for yourself. So you are exploring right now the different types of magic and how you respond, and how like the results. It's kind of like being a scientist, and you're just trying a lot of different results, or a lot of different scientific experiments to see what results do you get. I also see here with this 7 of Cups, though, that your magic is a little, like, it's a little flighty, because you have the energy to try all of these different rituals, and you're trying this and then you're trying that. It does also still feel like you're not fully able all the time, at least, to line up, oh shit, this spell made this happen, or okay, wait, no, I remember I did this, wait, okay, I don't know which ritual activated that. It's like, it's almost as if you have so many spells going on at once that you forget that they're going. This might be an example of those individuals who leave food at a altar space during a ritual, and they're forgetting. They're like, oh shit, that's where those fruit flies were coming from. Or just, leaving a lot of the spells and rituals open, and not actually closing and concluding your spells properly. So sometimes if you're not seeing results, it could be associated with you not grounding your energy and grounding your spells at the end. I do feel like your current energy house is definitely the emotional house. I don't really know what that means, but I do know emotions connect to water, and they also connect to fire, and those are opposite elements. So you may have an influence of both the water and the fire. But then again, I also felt a lot of air energy around you with the transmutation and the butterflies. Let's see what this last card here. Wow, more fire energy. Your current magic level is all about like taking action. I feel like you're getting instant hits, or I feel like you're getting things instantly like pouring into you. Like maybe your friends and your family and your loved ones, like they know, like, oh, yeah, Priestess Ishtah. My name is Tiffany, by the way. So, Tiffany's studying magic. I don't know what that girl's doing. She up in the room reading some book. I saw something that said Wiccan girl, or I don't know. She going through something. Like, so people around you may not get it, but you get it. You get the assignment. You know what your soul is asking you to do. You are very actively participating with the magical part of you. It feels fun. Like, honestly, I remember when I first got into magic, and this was the feeling that I had. And I was like, it just was like, there was so much to learn, and so much. And then at a point, you start to really ground that learning and lock it in and solidify it. So when I mentioned a little bit before that you're not really grounding everything, I feel that you're learning how to do that. I do feel that this is a part of the progress, a part of the path or the path that you're supposed to follow in your spell work, that you're supposed to not ground your stuff fully. You're supposed to feel a little, sometimes after your spells, a little extra tired or extra loopy or extra disconnected, because you have to learn the importance of energy work when it comes to grounding. So your current energy house, I'm going to say the 3 elementals that I feel. I definitely feel a strong fire presence, and I also feel that you are supported with a water presence and some air elements as well. So those are your energy houses, the 3 elements. And I do feel like the one that you are lacking is earth. That's where that grounding, needing for grounding is not coming through for me right now in this reading. But I also did notice that if we had to like kind of conclude or like officially decide where your current magic level is, it's like we said, the magical age of exploration. You're in a really good position to kind of, where people who have been like on the path for a while, they might become jaded. They might become too settled in their ways. They might become, I've read the book by that author before. I don't really like how he blah, 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 blah. Like they're too stuck, like closed-minded. And that's not what magic is about. Magic is about expanding. Magic is about learning areas of life that we didn't know that we can manipulate, and areas of extraterrestrial life or celestial life or underground life. Like, just magic is about the expansion of the human soul and your ability to command that expansion. And I feel like you're really diving in deep with that right now. So let's take a look and see how you can actually spruce up your magic work. All right. So looking at exactly how you can start sprucing up your magic. Let's see, 444 on the time right now, as I'm recording. Card on the floor. Call it. And let's get one more card for you. Number 2, how you can start sprucing up your magic. How else can number 2 start to, thank you. All right. So I'm going to go with this first one that flipped over, which is Yansa. Yansa is connected to the graveyard. She is connected to the underworld. She is connected to the afterlife. She's also connected to powerful winds and windstorms, similar to the goddess Oya. I think this is a version of Oya in a way, but what's standing out to me is this crossroads. I don't know if you've been called to work with the crossroads or work at the crossroads. I'm going to speak free, but just be mindful of the type of beings that you're coming up that might approach you when you're at the crossroads. You really have to go in with a strong protection to make sure that you're not being manipulated by trickster entities. So there's something about you working at the crossroads or with the crossroads. Look into that, okay? Look into what crossroad magic, spell work, and rituals look like. Oftentimes, oh, my throat was going out. Oftentimes it could relate to working with, Papa Legba. A lot of his rituals I've heard are associated with the crossroads. But there's also, like, in different pantheons, there's different type of crossroads. But let's see what else it is. Thunderstorms, working in thunderstorms, working under thunderstorms. There's something about the energy of thunderstorms that when you work with them, or when you're dancing, you can cause a thunderstorm. Working with nature, weather. So weather magic, okay? Mastering weather magic. If you've been wanting to get into weather magic, this is your call to do it. The soul is like, yeah, I'm just sending you this message through Divine Priestess Ishtah. Like, yeah, let's get into that shit. Learning how to manipulate weather, how to read weather patterns. Magic is not just about manipulating and having things under your influence just for the fuck of it. It's about you connecting and annexing your spirit to it, understanding what is the storm. What does the storm mean if we were to put it as an archetypal energy? How does it, and then we can kind of go through that now. If you think about what a thunderstorm is great emotion. It's an uproar. It's wildness. It's a lot of it could be vengefulness as well. It could be revenge. It could be anger. So using weather elements to influence the type of magic that you're doing at the time. If it's heavy rain, you might want to do emotional healing work. If it's very sunny outside, you might want to do abundancy work, especially with your finances. If it's very windy outside, you may want to do work that's related to your communication and things reaching far to being, to the desired person that you want to get that communication. My candle keeps going out because it's so windy. The couple, love magic, for sure. Oh wow. All right, come on. You can't get more love magic than the couple and the water. So two of water. So you're definitely, and with you picking number 2, this is quite interesting, is it not? You're definitely your magic when you work with someone else. So this is a buddy, like a bestie, a friend, or this is like your lover. So if it is your lover, this is definitely like intimate magic when you two are having your intimacy. I don't know if I can say the sex word, but I think I can say intimacy, right? But when you're being physically intimate and you're engaging in in coitus, that is the type of like, I feel like the climatic parts of your coitus is going to encourage and influence your magic. Even if you use the fluids from that to anoint your candles and anoint your spell work, anoint your tools, and of course do this because I don't know what I'm talking to out there, so don't be doing shit and like keeping it all nasty anywhere and people got your DNA and stuff. Like, be mindful, okay? You don't want people having like your DNA, and you don't want your DNA just out and about and people walking around and like, what's that smell in your apartment? Girl, that ain't nothing. Come over here, come sit down. Like, What I'm trying to say is with what's the word? Discernment, but also hygiene in the forefront of your mind, okay? Sharing the fluid, sharing between you and a loved one. And if this is platonic, or let's say you just found like a magic bestie who's like down the clown in the magic world with you, like the two of you combining your forces, calling on the watchtowers together, just using your telepathies or your powers together to meditate and manifest the desired outcomes that you want. But definitely strong, heavy love magic, and intimate magic, intimacy magic, sensual magic, tantric massages that will open up the chi in your body, that will activate those energetic blockages that you might have in certain portals in your body called chakras and line meridians, and using tantra to breathe and open that through, and your lover to create this magical experience. That might be one of the most powerful ways that you can manifest. Number 2 is through your intimate sessions with your lover. Let's see, if I'm getting anything else. Yeah, there's a lot of telepathy, like you combining your mind with another person, like another individual, allowing the two of you to kind of transfuse your energy together. I always get this image, and I feel like I've said it before, so I apologize if you heard me saying that sound like a broken record. If not, here's the first time, and that is in the movie Avatar, not the recent one, Fire and Ash, but like in the first and original one, when like he connected with the flying creatures, or when they connect with the flying creatures, they like connect their tentacles to their hair to the animal, so that what the flying creature feels, I forget their name, but the flying birds, what they feel, the rider also feels. So it just feels like you're really like bonding with someone, like in the family or romantically or like friend wise, and that bonding with them really enhances, like it takes things to the next level. And you might just be like one of those practitioners. So let's say you're ever like wondering like, oh, I wish I could open a magic business. Like you might be one of those practitioners that's really good at helping people with love magic, doing love oils, love candles, love soaps, love baths, love readings, anything that's kind of love and couple related. That might be a really good niche for you if and when you're ready to get there. And yeah, okay, so let's identify which guardians want to offer assistance. Which guardians want to offer number 2 assistance? Thank you so much, number 2, for being here. While we are finding your cards, we got them. But while we get your cards, and I have a bottom card as well, I just want to let you know that I am on Instagram, where every week I am posting, and every month as well, I go dive in deep into your energy from an astrological perspective. So I do give astrology readings, and I have been really helping people change their lives and reset energy. Definitely check me out there, because there is a lot of really good content. I only post what I want to see. If it's bullshit, I'm not going to post it. If it's really good content that's I feel like really going to help you, then you'll find that on my Instagram. All right. And don't forget to check out my other socials. I do have a Pinterest where there's some really good downloadables and fun items there. I have freebies. I am ready to work with anybody who wants to do a spiritual consultation or a quick hit reading, or perhaps you want to dive in deeper and do an energetic reset session. Everything that you need is in the description. If you have questions, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can just email me, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. So with Cheetah here, the guardian that wants to help you, didn't we say you have a lot of fast moving energy? So the cheetah doesn't just want you to move fast just for the sake of moving fast. The cheetah wants you to move fast and be precise. Okay? So this cheetah energy is helping me. This is fire energy again. This is helping me to see that it wants you to move quickly through the spells and like the learning that you're doing, but don't have like 8 books open at once. And if you do, let's say we have a schedule where Mondays we're studying this, Tuesdays we're studying this, Wednesday this, that, Thursday that, etc., etc. It just wants you to have a little bit more excuse me, foundation around how quickly you're moving through this. It doesn't want you to just like kind of barrel through this without you missing the importance of some of the connections. Because one of the biggest things about my journey in studying magic and learning more about it is I noticed that everything is everything. And Lauryn Hill said it first and best. Everything is everything. Like, you might think you're in Hinduism learning about this, but next thing you know, you go to Greek mythology and like, oh shucks, the same deity is right here. And then you go all the way to some African pantheon and maybe Yoruba tradition, or maybe South African, or maybe Kenyan, and you're like, holy crap, the same deity is here. And then you come to the North Americas and you go to an indigenous religion, and then you go to China and you learn about the indigenous peoples there, and you're like, holy smokes, the same being is here. So you'll learn soon there are certain things, there are certain dots, okay, with lines that you will naturally start drawing to make the connections. And that is when your magic amplifies. That is when you become unstoppable, because no matter where you go, no matter what book you pick up, no matter what you're reading, no matter what you're seeing, you know the energetic archetype, the energetic imprint, you know the energetic code, because you understand energy at the DNA level. You understand that everything is everything. So don't move too fast, but keep going. And your final card, wow, isn't that the epitome of everything is everything? With the sea serpent coming through, this guardian wants to help you to see something that not even I'm channeling right now. This is something that your third eye sight, this is a clairvoyant ability that will come online. It will activate in its own right and time when you are ready for its activation. This is something that is under the surface that you don't see coming in. It is not to scare you. You are not going to be scared, because honestly, if you were, you would not be at this type of reading. This is not for the scaries, okay? This is not for the muggles. This is for those of us who are really serious about our magical practice. And you, number 2, you're taking things to the next level in your clair abilities. You will soon have this amazing psychic gift that will just turn on, and it will guide and steer all of your magical and spell work decisions and practices and rituals going forward. It has been a pleasure hosting you, number 2. I do have a ritual preparation checklist. It's totally free. I think it'll help you out because you're kind of still feeling your way through all of this magical stuff. So why don't you go ahead and give it a download? Let me know how it's helped you. And until next time, bye. All right, lovely number 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gather around. Yes, we are going to do your reading. We're going to see how you're about to spruce up your spell work, because pile 1, pile 2 has been really, really unique, Very interesting and very deeper than I expected. So number 3, let's see what's cooking up for you. We're going to do this in 3 ways. The first thing that we're going to do, number 3, is we're going to see your current energy level. Like, what is your current energy house? Where's your current spell work game? What level are you at right now? Once we do that, we're going to identify specifically how you can spruce up your spell work, and then we'll close out with seeing which guardians want to come through and help you. Okay. I do want to say that this is, I don't know if you skipped past the intro, but this is not a reading for everybody. This is not like a universal reading where all are welcome. All are welcome, yes, but I'm not going to mince my words. I'm not going to water them down. I do expect you to come into this reading with some type of prerequisite knowledge of spiritual, esoteric, magical understanding. If you don't have that, I do want to encourage you and open the door for you to book a personal session with me. I have freebies such as spiritual alignment calls, and I also have more invested services like spiritual consultations that I'm going to be reopening again, because I just feel like there's a need for it again. I got really more into like the readings of things, but now I'm being called to do more of the mentor spiritual consultation stuff. So that is available to you along with some other freebies. I don't like long intros. So what am I doing? Bad Tiffany, bad Priestess Ishtah. Okay, let's dive in. The first thing we're going to do, Spruce number 3, we're going to call on your angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please step forth and protect the circle so that only messages rooted in divine love, wisdom, and truth are allowed through. Ashe. What is it with this red barn? You have a red barn? There's a red... Is there a store called Red Barn? I think, but there's a red barn. Okay, hold on. Is it something with farming? Red barn and farming. So perhaps this is relating to growing your own herbs, your own, garden. But there's something about personal growth and development, like you making your own this. You might be a listener who has access to like land, and you're wondering, well, what can I do with this part of like the area of my, like grow something that can support a magical apothecary. Okay. All right. Again, this is just for entertainment, educational purposes only. I cannot be held responsible for any outcomes or decisions that you choose to make in your own life. And I'm not a licensed practitioner of medical or financial advisement, even though I don't think that'll come up here. So let's go ahead and begin. So number 3s, you got a really big first card. You got the Emperor down. So your current magical level, the fucking Emperor. Do we need any more cards? Let's get them anyway. I don't want to waste your time. Like, why are you even here, number 3? You're the freaking Emperor when it comes to your spell work. All right, so the 7 of Cups came out in the last deck, and I don't like repeat energy. I feel like these decks are too big to be bringing out the same cards. So I'm gonna just put that down there, put it back, and reshuffle. Okay. Let's start with the bottom of the deck energy. We have the 6 of Swords. It is giving that you have a full command and that you are a solo practitioner. I'm hearing no new friends, no new old Drake. It's like you don't really need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of input. And that could be like in this sense of, that makes sense why you have the Emperor. Then it could be in the sense of like, you don't do a lot of reading. You don't do a lot of research. You don't do a lot of referencing. You don't do like, man, I don't need all that. I know what to do. It's kind of like that. It's like the self-truth, the self-knowing, like I got this on lock. It feels like a boundary that you put to the outside world as a way to prevent it from influencing your magic. You're like, I want to be totally tuned in and connected to what my inner voice is telling me to do, what my source is telling me to co-create. So in order for me to do that, I got to block out you, and you. It doesn't feel like it's rude or to be defensive. It just feels like you might also have a high level of energy that comes into you that you are always interpreting, and as a result it may cause you to feel the need like you have to sometimes shut things down, like you can't have too many people, like you might not like a lot of crowds, or you can't have too many people. Your psychic gifts might be very open. Or I remember I So I was in, so I'm training as a licensed medical therapist. I'm not licensed yet at the original time of publication, but I am training towards it at the intern level. And during like one of my courses where we, internships, where we are speaking with our colleagues and they're telling us, about their experiences with certain patients and clients that they've had. One colleague had mentioned about a patient who believed that they had a gift that allowed them to look into a person's eyes and like see how they would die. And it was so severe that this individual ended up having to be institutionalized because they were not able to manage it on their own. Not my classmate, but the patient that my classmate was assisting. So I say that to say, you may have like a gift that is so intense, that is so strong, that's so sensitive or so powerful that you have to self-isolate because it kind of protects you. Or either that or you just have a really strong, you have a strong protection around you. Is that why it's like kind of hard for me to even channel you? Like you have a strong protection barrier around you, number 3. You might do a lot of protection energy work. My nose is tickly, so I know I'm right. You like that might primarily be like, no, protect my cat, protect my hat, protect my dog, protect my frog, protect my house, protect my mouse. Like you just protecting all type of shit, ain't you? It might be because you felt threats coming into you. Maybe unknown and known threats, seen and unseen threats, and those hidden realms and then the ones in between those. You might have felt it. You might be someone who's very tapped into the spiritual warfare of the world and understanding like how impactful it is. I wanted to say the word gravity, but like it's more than what we really give it credit to, the spiritual warfare that happens in the world. So I feel like with this Knight of Wands coming up and the Emperor here, your protection is on lock, and also you do very well with dabbling in different realms. So I see you working with like your animal nature. So that does feel like shamanism. It feels like you doing like more native like dancing. It could feel like more dancing, like things that are connected to you being freed, liberated. I feel like your magic right now is at a very liberated state. You're not approaching things methodically. And even if you are, it's your method, your system, your procedure, what you put down in your book of shadows, your grimoire, your magical recipe book. Like this is what I've studied. This is why this is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why, like, I don't know. Your magic is hot. Hence this Knight of Wands. Like I really feel like it doesn't need much curtailing. There was another group here that had very much like expert level magic. I'm like, oh, they're locked in. Like why the freak is this person even here? Excuse me for the blurriness, because I'm like channeling more than looking at the camera. But I'm like, why the freak is this person even here? Their magic is like totally on lock. And this is kind of like you too, but I feel like you're even more advanced than them. My right ear is high pitch ringing so much that it's hurting my right ear. Damn, you have a lot of power. So where you're currently at, it's like all you can really kind of do is just go up. There's really nothing that I feel like you can backtrack and master more, get more effective with, lock in a better understanding of. I think, and we'll see how you can spruce it up, but where you're at is like you're at a very like optimal peak level. And we have here the Seven of Swords. This is another repeat card, so I'm going to put this one back in the deck, keep it for honorable mention. Seven of Swords, but it is also giving, because if you look at that Seven of Swords, I think I already shuffled him in there. I did, but those antlers on him, those were very prominent antlers, so it made me feel like you're one of like the master elks. Okay, and elks, is giving me Some of you are a part of like a secret order. I see you. Hey, look, maybe let a bitch in. Don't get mad at me. Let me in now. Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. I'm saying hi. I got money to raise my friends. Now we in hi. Nelly, y'all. It's Nelly. Back in the day. But this feels like some of y'all are on the secret order level. I'm hearing Rosicrucians. Even orders that I'm not like, you never know who's watching you on YouTube, right? And just orders that I'm not even privy to knowing. But a lot of ancient hermetic, the, what is it called? Theology, or the, what is her name? Madame Blavatsky, her pantheon. Ooh, bird just flew by. So yeah, definitely Madame Blavatsky. That made me feel like that was her spirit actually making a quick presence known that, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, these are my people. Okay, let's get one more card for number 3, current magical level. 5 of Fire. You did make some sacrifices to get where you are, and oh, sorry, this is the wrong deck. But I feel like you did make some sacrifices to get where you are in your magical, at like that magical level that you're at. I'm going to get it from the original deck that we're using. That's the next deck that we're going to use, but that's not by mistake. You made sacrifices. Like, you might have had to, like, this group is giving the most mysterious. That's why you got that protection around you, because you have to protect yourself. You have to protect, like, what you do. Even if you're, like, a part of Judaism, you're doing Kabbalah. If you're part of Islam, you're doing Sufism. If you're part of Christianity, you're doing Gnosticism. If you're part of Catholicism, which is still Christianity, you're doing whatever the fuck that Vatican Church is doing. You're doing something that, like, that's why he got 2 horses. They got the white horse and they got the black horse. You know, there's something behind the scenes, something unseen that you do. And you do it damn well. You do it damned well. Is that red barn? You know, the red is symbolic for a lot of the, they say the Illuminati, but a lot of the secret societies, because it's about the blood. It's about the purity of the blood. And having that and even sometimes mixing the blood with other pure royal blood. So that red barn, that red door could have also some connections to you entering or ascending at a level where, if you're already in a secret order, or let's say you are part of a religious or spiritual congregation, maybe you're a prophet for a church, a prophetess for a church, or perhaps you're a priest or priestess at what's called, not a convent, but what are they called? The covenant. Thank you, thank you, girl, and thank you, boy, guy. The covenant. You might be like a member at a covenant, and you're like, okay, I'm moving on to the next level of Coventry. You know, like, you're about to become a high priestess, or you're about to be the high sorcerer, a high wizard. And if this is not a part of an actual order, because we did say again that you're like, you isolate, but you tricked me, because I don't really think this is real isolation. I think like you isolate, but these are excuse my language, but these are the real niggas that you fuck with. Okay, those not underworld, like those secret order motherfuckers. That's your family. That's your brotherhood. That's your sisterhood. There's the members at your church that you work with that y'all do like candles behind the scene. Yeah, that's really like who you mess with. Otherwise, you just protect your energy from everything. And the indoctrination, or the, what's the word? Initiations that you have given to yourself is more the word I want to say than indoctrination. The more initiations that you've given, or the initiations that you have experienced. When I said that you had to sacrifice some stuff with that Man of Fire when I picked the wrong deck, that was because you self-initiated. So you may very well, if you're not affiliated, and trust me, if you're not, one day you might get the opportunity to join a secret order, because that is the command that your energy and your power, and as some of you, that's what your soul is telling me that it's on the path of doing. Some of you, and not all secret orders are bad, but a hell of a lot of them are. Let's get your last card. I don't know why I'm laughing so much with number 3. Wow, see? I told you. Yo, all you had to do was get the High Priestess. You have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, first of all, okay? Let me show you. You got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And then you have the Hierophant, your personal study. You take this shit serious. You still study. You still study. You still treat this like it's day one in the course of, or the University of Wizardry school, and you're still with your nose in the books like day one. You're like at a master level. You're the high priest. You are the high priestess. You are the Hierophant. You are the emperor at this level in your magical game. You spend a lot, like this is almost a lifetime of commitment. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not one of the individuals who have been born into this. Maybe your mother was a witch, your father was a priest, you might have been just rolled into this, all of this, because of how much power I'm feeling emanating out of your soul. I'm seeing crystal, not crystal, but like the pyramids. Do you meditate under those like pyramids, the copper pyramids? Okay. Let's get more information. Not more information, but we're going to see how, I don't even know what to tell you, but how in the world can number 3 spruce up their magical work? Y'all, I split the deck to put this card away because it keeps falling out. Remember I told you about the antlers before? And this is given that mythical creature that was in the Harry Potter movie. Those of you who've seen it, those of you who didn't, there was like this, it's like this, one of the most powerful elks or elves, or like elk beings that Harry Potter had as a spirit animal guide. And that elk being was really symbology of his mother's love and like just being so powerful it can overcome all things. And then as I split the deck to put that back, we had the Magician card. Your current level surpasses almost everybody in the room that you share, or everyone that you share a room with that you're in. Most people don't even know that they're talking to such a high level practitioner when they're speaking to you. Damn, was number 3 the pile to pick? Shucks. Whew. All right. Let's see, how can number 3 spruce up their spell work? Like seriously, like how could they possibly do it? We got 2. Give me one more. Yep. I knew Papa Legba was going to come out in this reading. I just didn't know who he was going to come out for. Bottom of the deck, we have... Yo, this is not the barn, but this is definitely giving the size of the barn that I had seen when I first started your reading. Okay? This is like you going... This is giving eyes wide shut. Like you ending up at a party or a meeting. Excuse the blurriness, y'all. You ending up at a party or a meeting and being like, how did I end up here? And next thing you know, and there's a lot of lion and lion energy. So that kind of makes me feel like some of you might be affiliated with your local government, like the magical departments that are affiliated with your local government. I know it's like, girl, really? But there's a few people who are listening that are at that, like they might be in a secret sect of the Men in Black or something. They might be at a secret order that they're listening to this video and they picked this pile. Oh, for fucking sure. There's a secret order or individuals who are part of secret orders that are listening to this pile. And if you're not, you very well could be. You very well one day might get an offer too, because that's how powerful and potent your magic is. Number 3. Next, number 3 is how you can spruce up your magic here with Papa Legba. I feel like incorporating the 3. So you probably already understand the power of the Trinity, the crone, the maid, the maiden, the Father, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, past, present, future. How 3 is just appear in everything, using the Holy Trinity in numerology, looking at how Nikola Tesla used the number 3, and also your they're saying don't get so caught up in your studies that you're forgetting your indigenous parts. There's something about wow, like you're so maximized on the spell work. It's like, how can you maximize anymore? But here's how you do it if you were wondering. Number 3, going, and so what you would do is you would essentially, remember, for entertainment and educational purposes only, I cannot be responsible for any outcomes or decisions that you make. However, read the disclaimer for more information. If you add your indigenous roots. So where are you from? Where's your family from? If you're adopted, you got some work to do. You need to find the fuck out. What is your blood? What is in your blood? Didn't we talk about that blood before with that red door? Okay. What is your blood? Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups and it's like I can't get this out. It's like they don't want me to say it. But there's something with your blood. There's something with your blood that is connected to an indigenous group. Shit, you might be connected to the Dogon, but with an indigenous peoples, an indigenous tribe, and you connecting. I'm not saying do blood magic. I don't think you're there. I think you've passed that. Okay, blood magic, in my opinion, is a lower form of magic because you have to use life force in order to call it. And a lot of times, the more into blood magic you get, you already know this, number 3, the bigger the sacrifice. And once we get to that point, it's harder to feed that beast for the results. So I think it is a lesser form of magic that we think is a higher form. Nonetheless, I do feel that with you incorporating some of learning what the cultural practices and the indigenous practices were. So if you can, and there are still lessons or groups or peoples that are affiliated with like some of your indigenous ancestry, and you can go and learn. For example, if you realize that you are like indigenous, I'm trying to think where I'm at. Let's say like you realize like you're an indigenous, a part of indigenous Sioux Indian tribe, then, or a Navajo Indian tribe, and you go to a powwow on one of the religious ceremonies, and then you choose to like learn more and maybe visit a reservation where you can visit a local shaman. Be careful visiting reservations because they have their own laws over there, and there's a lot of missing peoples, okay, but if you chose to do stuff like that, and that's with anywhere really, you might go on some type of cultural indigenous pilgrimage to further learn about what your people did, and that knowledge taken and then combined with whatever you got going on right now, holy smokes, somebody stop them. How you get a Legba and Eshu? We gotta see the last card. And the Earth. Okay, let's look at this together, number 3. What's interesting is like the door, not the door, but someone is knocking outside, the reason why my dog is barking. And it's like you have a little bit of like this, I don't know, you might be connected to Elegba, Eshu. You may have a personal connection. Oh shit, you picked number 3. He is number 3. He's the number 3 deity. He is a deity of number 3. He is and is right the Holy Trinity. In some interpretations of symbology, the Black Madonna and her baby is truly Yemaya or Yemoja and Eshu. So there is a connection for you with Eshu and Elegba or Elegwa. And if you're not comfortable with Yoruban tradition and practices, then find the equivalent deity in your cultural group. That could be the indigenous piece that you're missing, And there's a lot of scammers out there. I'm not trying to get anyone to go somewhere and start paying all these priests to initiate them. I think you kind of know that. I don't have to tell you that. You have discernment because you're the one with the protection energy all around you. So good luck to that priest trying to get you to pay to them to get them to do anything, because you already know. You're like, bro, I can initiate myself. You just tell me like, I'm here to learn. Okay. I really like your spirit. I really like how self-assured you are. Ooh, that feels refreshing. Number 3. Can we be friends? Because I like that. I love being around people who are self-assured. It's so refreshing. We're all duplicates, it feels like sometimes. So finding a soul like you who's like, nah, this is me. All right. So let's see which guardians. I really don't have much more. I feel like with this Earth card, There is something working with like more of the chaotic realm, the chaos realm, not being afraid to step into chaos magic, learning how to be more of a chaos practitioner, a chaos magician, just blending. It's about blending, because if you look at this earth card, there's all type of shit going on, right? You got a dragon in the bottom right, you got a fish in the top left, is that a swan? Okay, you got a snake around the world, you got a Capricorn, which is basically the goat. That's either a goat or a ram, right? And if it's a ram, then we have Aries. So you have all of these different beings. It just feels like you're blending. It's like a hodgepodge. You've learned so much, so now it's just a matter of putting everything that you've learned together. So if you have been thinking about creating that master final grimoire or that master magical book, whether it's for yourself, your family, your lineage, or you want to sell it and publicate it, yeah, you're there. You can do that. Because again, remember, we got the Hierophant and the Hermit. So your studies are unlocked. You already have the knowledge. And as the Hierophant, you're ready to step in front of it and lead the information out to your desired audience, or the desired recipients, I should say. But yeah, definitely with Papa Legba and Eshu coming out, or I should say Elegba, Eshu coming out for you. It feels like you are creating something, because number 3 is also the number of creation. So it's about that creative energy, and also the chaos realm. And also working more with like, because Elegwa is, he drinks, he smokes, he's trickster energy. So it might even be like a direct call for you to work, like we were saying before. I don't want to keep repeating energy. We're going to move forward. I'll say it one more time. Working with this energy directly, working with Eshu directly, or the cultural equivalent in your preferred pathology of study. Okay, let's see what guardians besides Elegba wants to come through to help you with and assist with your spell work. I just want to say while we pull that, thank you, number 3, for being here. We got this one, and we got a few. I do feel like I need to take this one, okay? So thank you, number 3s, for especially bringing your amazing energy here and sitting and listening to this reading this entire time. Like, I feel truly honored to host someone at your level. And I don't know, if you have a gem that you want to share with the rest of us, drop it in the comments and give a little tip. This is what you do. Something that you're willing to share, because remember, you have the Hierophant and the Hermit. You're at that point where you are ready to speak on things, but once you stop being so guarded. Okay, so maybe we can practice dropping that guard here. Give us some of them secret society secrets, baby. No, I'm kidding. Don't do nothing that's gonna get you in trouble or me killed. Okay, let's go with this swan. All right, I do feel like with the swan energy, it's all about what you are mirroring back. It does also give the impression that you are very clear-sighted. So the swan energy does give me the impression that you may want to work more with mirrors. Okay, mirrors are a great way to trap energies and also protect yourself from intrusive energies, especially putting them by your doorways. I feel that you may know that, and if you don't, incorporating more mirrors and more beauty work, they want to assist you with the beauty of things. So either with making things look more beautiful, maybe you have ugly magic, sometimes my magic is ugly. It's like dust everywhere from the incense. There's like the candle, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm like a little bit more of the chaos. And, but there are some times when I'm doing love or beauty magic, I'm like, maybe I'll clean it up a little bit. Yeah. So that could be another thing, like how to beautify up your magic a little bit more. The next one we have is Stingray. I feel like this guardian is coming through to you because it does give me the impression that like you've been hiding a little bit. This guardian it's like maybe that's what this beauty is connecting to, like helping you to not hide this gift that you have so much, and not hiding, like don't gatekeep so much. And this is hard to tell someone who, like those of you who are in a secret society, or if you're not, but there's something about gatekeeping certain information and wisdom that could really help the masses. I'm noticing that with this like rainbow chakra kind of system on this stingray's back, it's like this is stuff that can kind of transmute the earth, and you're not sharing it. I don't know, food for thought. Wow, look, fox. I love seeing the fox. Fox is another sign of beauty, sexiness, but also wisdom and cunning. The fox wants to help you to morph your magic, because there's really not more you can do, right? Besides moshing everything together and creating your own chaotic system. But the fox is helping you to kind of do that and incorporate it into like a talent that you can get paid for. Number 3, I really feel like you can get paid to host workshops and seminars and visit, do like in-person teachings, or I don't know, your own one-on-one consultations. But I don't think you're ready for that yet. Are there some concerns with like your appearance? Like, I don't know. There's something that is off about your willingness to kind of step in a forefront or in a spotlight, even if it's a small little spotlight, like, but a spotlight that your gifts will be forced to be shared with the world. And I say forced by saying that, like, once you step into the spotlight and once information is out there, it's out there. So kind of like that. So number 3, I really want to give you some words of encouragement to just kind of like, you know, I know the same level that you have at this magic and your magic abilities, that confidence and that strength that I feel, maybe there's a way that you can channel that into your self-belief and your talents and sharing some of this wisdom that you can. Some stuff you got to remain secret. It is what it is. But I think the world is a little bit more ready than you're giving us credit for. So number 3, I am on Instagram. I do astrology readings there. Definitely want to check me out. I am changing lives, helping people reset their energy. People are loving it. So I want to invite you to join me there. You'll see my face a lot more. So I don't know if you care to see what the fuck I look like, but you can check me out there. Number 3, thank you so freaking much for coming here and bringing your special light. It's been a pleasure hosting you. And I got a freebies section if you want to work with me one-on-one. Check it out in the description. Until next time, bye.